So there's been some talk with some people who actually think and say Solo Leveling is mid-tier as far as the mangas are concerned. And so I asked, what exactly makes Solo Leveling mid? And the answers they give me are this: that Solo Leveling has a basic plot. There's nothing special about Solo Leveling. That Solo Leveling has terrible side characters and side characters development. That Solo Leveling is just another overpowered series in which it just focuses on the MC, makes the MC unbeatable. And the world building around it is not fantastic. And Solo Leveling is flawed in so many areas. And Solo Leveling does not do well. They say Solo Leveling is carried by the art and by the fighting scenes and the MC. And I said, does that determine a series being mid? So these are the reasons why some people consider Solo Leveling being a mid-level series. And I asked myself, is that really it? And after hearing this, what came to mind was Demon Slayer. People trashed on Demon Slayer because they said Demon Slayer had a basic plot, basic MC, and there was nothing special about Demon Slayer. But yet, remind you, Demon Slayer won Anime of the Year, and they said that Demon Slayer was just carried by the animation, and so they continued to hate on Demon Slayer and say Demon Slayer was a mediocre anime. And yet, I looked it up. The Demon Slayer manga outsold One Piece for this whole year of 2020 in Japan, and that's something nobody has done in a very long time. Now look at that. Look at the way they outsold One Piece and so many different mangas. And people want to tell me that this series is mid? No. And another one people are trying to say is mid is Dragon Ball Z. And I asked these human beings, what makes Dragon Ball Z mid? They said, oh, DBZ is predictable. You know, the power-ups are coming either way. They say DBZ is inconsistent. And they say forget the fact that DBZ inspired your favorite show. It is not that good, it is mid. And I asked myself that. I never considered that fact. What I'm considering is the fact that Dragon Ball Z managed to stay relevant throughout how many years? Or something years, right? That does not sound like mid-level to me. That sounds something legendary. You've been off the air for so long, but yet you still stay relevant with every single generation. And I looked into it and I thought, what does Dragon Ball Z, Demon Slayer, and Solo Leveling have in common? Why do they get so much hate but have such large fan bases? What are they doing right that people are getting mad over? I think these three series have mastered the art of the basic. In which mastered the art of the basic, I think they have discovered what the readers want, the viewers want. They know what majority of people like and want to see, and they give that to us. Then, they give you a storyline which is easy and digestible for any reader and anybody to get into, not making it difficult and simplifying things. And I think that is what they've done so excellent and mastered it. And that is why they stand out and are able to do so well. So many different people and have such a huge fan base. They have mastered the art of the basic. And I think people hate that. They want to complicate things. They like complicated stuff. They like all these world building, character development. All that is cool. But it is not necessary for a show to be elite. I'm going to use the Tim Duncan analogy. Considered one of the top 10 greatest players of all time. Tim Duncan was known as Mr. Fundamentals and had a basic playing style, but it was so effective and he was so dominant in his position and one of the greatest of all time. So basic does not mean mid, okay? Dr. Maya Angelou said that people forget what you said, people forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Okay, DBZ has been getting kids hyped since the 80s, alright? You know that feeling of wanting to be a Super Saiyan, okay? You know the feeling you got when you saw these transformations the Z Fighters went through, okay? All that feeling has been reminiscent inside of you, no matter how old you got. And that's what matters, and that's what separates DBZ from so many different mangas and animes, because you do not get that same experience and feeling. And that is why it cannot be considered mid, because everything has to do with feeling. And I remember I was really at work starting to read Solo Leveling from season 1, and I could not stop reading. For some odd reason, I just kept wanting more and more and more, and I could not stop reading, okay? And that is the feeling I got from Solo Leveling. Any other manga or manga I picked up, I could have stopped at any time I felt like it, but for some reason, Solo Leveling, I could not stop. The attraction of it was just too much. And for some other people, that was not enough. They were pushed to read the light novel because they wanted to know what happens. That's how good it was. They picked up the light novel to read it because Solo Leveling was just damn good. So why would some people consider this to be mid? I have recommended Solo Leveling to so many people in the past, and I've had them thank me, messages, Instagram, different social medias, thanking me for putting them on Solo Leveling. And they have had the same experience I had. They could not stop reading and put it down. Some of them went and read the light novel. That right there says it all, how good Solo Leveling is, okay? So I think that sometimes we should pay more attention to the enjoyment, satisfaction, and the experience you get from a series rather than looking at the plot holes, looking at the character development and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, what matters is the experience you get. So if somebody asks me, is Solo Leveling mid? I would tell them, hell no. Solo Leveling is elite. And